Head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game.
Money on my mind, head in the game. It's like I scored again, diamonds on them dance. I can hear the music playing with them bands. Crowd going wild, dived in the fans. I'm locking in on a mission, I'm telling my vision. You young and she get like me. I got your shorty, she with me. I gave her a jersey, I told her to join my team. It's best you go where it's safe. You know how I play. I get to a sack like Frank. You can teach money to fly. I turn it a hop. I catch it and go to the bank. It's crazy, I'm used to the lights. I'm shining so bright. This visor will come on my face. You see me working, I'm getting it done. And soon they be feeding me grapes.
I told my boys, it ain't no limits. Told all my dogs, it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game.
They screaming my name when I walk in the building. Yellow diamonds on me like I play for the Steelers. I'm in the field, yup, just like a Steeler. Oh, this your girl, Bobby had the Steeler. I hop on the beat and I float like a real. I caught a TD, yeah, right from the field. I'm speaking thanks, boy, you telling riddles. Can't hang with the gang, so we had to sit them with down. I'm in LA, right around and around. My dog just called safe and down. When I call a play, you won't hear a sound. Hold up, money calling right now. I gotta go and get it, and it don't matter how. All I know is me, down. I keep my head high and my eyes on the prize. Yeah, my feet on the ground. Go.
I told my boys, it ain't no limits. Told all my dogs, it ain't no limits. Put your head in the game, head in the game, head in the game. Head in the game, head in the game. Turned up, turned down right now. Two dope make bet to get around right now. Hey, I'm too turned up, turned down right now.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to one of the most storied postseason venues in the league. Akron.
Hold up, it ain't easy breaking away or being a great. They slamming the door, I'm jumping the gate. Cause a starving stomach like being punched in the face. And an instrumental was the last time that I ate. Food from all of the base. My ace boom goon, big son told me about the game. 20 years later, so my name, King, crown, the lounge in the back of the spot. They hide to an underground peasant climb to the top. Funny styles on elevators could never fade us. I peep data stain anytime they congratulate us. Goggles is worn and bottles is popping. I'm beyond Sanders on haters. This ice bucket dropping over their head with it. Extra the cred with it. You either fight or flight.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL playoffs brings us to one of the most storied postseason venues in the league. Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, sold out once again. Coming up, it's Divisional Round Saturday. We've got an AFC battle on tap between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll start on the ground. Etienne. They find some open field here. That good for 22 and a first down. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercises before this one, and they're paying off.
The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. To throw is Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robinson. It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down. Now it's Wilson. Finding Etienne here, catching it on the out route. And they'll work this down inside the 30. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
On second down, a run with Etienne. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Etienne once more. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 56 yards for him already. An excellent drive to kick off this divisional round matchup. That might be an understatement. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Wilson. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Etienne. And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Jags come up empty on 4th down. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Just a gain of a couple there, and it's 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
22 yards there, a 1st down. Off the play fake, here's Pickett. Going deep for Hopkins. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So they took their shot. It was a pretty good heave, but in the end, the free safety is the one who comes away with the football.
And two of the traits that you look for in a good free safety, range and decision-making. Both on display right there. And it didn't hurt that he's got a good pair of hands, too.
DeMarcus Lawrence in on the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. That's complete to Robinson. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Wilson. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. We're scoreless after 1. The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter as they go to work on a 1st and goal. They'll run with Etienne, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Throwing is Wilson. And is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Well, that's good for a first down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. Pickett now on first down. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. He rifles one that's intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, his arm strength never an issue, but this one winds up in the wrong hands.
Oh, the coverage here is just terrific because when it's done really well, sometimes you can't distinguish whether it's the receiver or the defensive back the ball's intended for. He actually ran with him in perfect motion and able to make a big-time play.
There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne, 96 yards. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
Extra point up and good by Garibay. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
On second down, a run with Gibson. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
And force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Going deep for Hopkins. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Fair to say it hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those.
Now the defense loses him. It's complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far. And never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. In motion, the tight end. On 2nd down, here's Gibson again. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Now Play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Back to throw, Pickett. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. Here we go. It's Pickett on 4th down. Just keeping the play alive. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Anderson. And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
On 1st down, right back to ETN. And some room to work. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. So what was already a game to remember becomes even more so as that touchdown run, a lengthy one, takes him over 200 yards now for the game.
And I love the fact that to get over 200, it took a pretty good sprint, didn't it? I mean, a lot of times you get 1 or 2 yards and oh, he's over 200 yards. But that really put an exclamation point on the game he's having. Fantastic. A lot of fun to watch.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've got to be a little shell-shocked. Down double digits at home in the playoffs. Still in the first half. They've got to turn things around quickly. And they'll begin by running the option. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. That's out to the flat for Gibson, and they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to Gibson, and another catch for him. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Complete to Austin here over the middle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up for a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Gibson, and they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. Over the middle, complete. That's Anderson. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Pickett now, 3rd and goal. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Robbie Anderson. As the first half is winding down. And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Boswell good with the extra point, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So it's on to halftime in this AFC Divisional Round matchup. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the second half of this AFC Divisional Round. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs at their own 25-yard line. Pickett to throw on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these.
It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished. To the air on first down with Pickett. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Pickett, he's going to throw it again. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Pat Freiermuth, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Steelers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp. Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he will have a Jaguars first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. It's complete to Robinson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Boy, 248 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Here's Wilson. They'll get this out to the flat for Etienne. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback. So
possession still theirs, but now they face a 3rd down. A give running right, Etienne. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Another tote for Etienne. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Wilson. Touchdown, Jaguars. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jags have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Garibay on for the extra point. He's got it as they double up the lead. This one's now 28-14. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that 1st touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Pickett now to throw off the play fake. Going deep for Hopkins. It's caught inside the 25. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett. Here's Johnson with a reception. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Pickett, he'll look to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. This is Alexander Madison out of the backfield with it. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they...
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Antonio Gibson. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this 3rd quarter. Extra point now by Boswell. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. 1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this has been a tight game to this point. Of course, they usually are at this juncture of the playoffs. But with the lead in the football, the clock right now their friend as they try to book their spot in the conference championship next Sunday. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. A give to Etienne running right. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he wisely will throw that one away.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Pickett in trouble, and down he goes. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Pickett back to throw. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 2 catches now in this divisional round matchup. That one, a 1st down. First and 10, here's Pickett. A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. They'll throw again with Pickett. Here's Freiermuth again. And the Steelers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Here's Gibson on the read option. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On 2nd and goal, Pickett. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Jags are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. But, Charles, I know you appreciate seeing this great defense, especially with the heightened intensity of the postseason. These 2 defenses, they have risen to the occasion to force back-to-back interceptions.
You know me well, Brandon. I always stand with my fellow defenders. And I love watching them make plays, and you nailed it. It's playoff time. This is when it matters most.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Now it's Wilson. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Quentin Williams able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. That's pulled in at the 32. 13 yards on the return there after a punt of 57. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. Pickett to throw. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Pickett. That's complete once again to Hopkins. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Now Pickett. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command it, make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard.
Oftentimes we think of those tough yards as grinding yards that a running back has to pick up. How about the tight end there picking up the first down in that situation?
That's what he's there for, right?
Big fella, get it to him, let him fight off some people and pick up the necessary yardage.
The man in motion left here, Johnson. Looking to throw here, Pickett. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Well, once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Pickett. And this ball is caught. It's a touchdown. And now in the final seconds, they're a PAT away from likely getting this thing to overtime. So now this to get them back to even heading into the break. And he has got it. So barring something crazy on the kickoff, we're looking at an extra period to decide this one. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely to take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Well, what a game this has been, and now it'll take overtime to decide who goes on to the AFC title game. Now ETN to start the drive. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. 83 yards receiving now for him on the afternoon as he's got a first down here. A nice start for them here to overtime, and maybe the plan here is don't do anything too crazy. Don't try for some big play, Charles. Just move the chains, put the pressure on the defense.
Well, these early first downs are certainly nice confidence builders as they begin overtime, because even though you've just played 4 quarters, the feeling's entirely different when you take the field in OT, because you just want to settle in, as you suggested, keep the ball moving, and rely on your opponent to make that first big mistake.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw complete here to his receiver, Brown. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well. Here's Wilson. Throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that'll make it second down. Back to the ground with ETN. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12. Throwing is Wilson. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Here's a give to ETN. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2, because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Wilson. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. Touchdown! And Charles, that touchdown alone doesn't win him the game anymore with the rule changes and overtime in the postseason, but they still went down, scored, got the job done, and now they put it in the hands of their defense.
And with the other side now guaranteed an overtime possession, getting that score was vital. The pressure is now on their opponent, and their defense, they have to play off the momentum the offense generated. One stop, and they end this game.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, CD, in the regular season, they would already be celebrating. Not so simple here in the playoffs. Now they also need to make a defensive stand if they want to pick up the victory.
Yeah, and I'm sure the team would be in favor of just taking the win right now. But in a small way, those defenders are also kind of happy for the rule change, because now, on the big stage of postseason, they're the ones who can come out here and lock down the victory.
This is where the new rule comes into effect. In past years, this game's over. They've got a chance, though, to match touchdowns now. It's first down. Buying time to his left. Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. And the Jaguars are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. Well, the change in rules from the regular season to the playoffs at least gave both teams, Charles, an opportunity, but it turns out the team who scored first got the victory.
They certainly did, partner, but it wasn't as simple as getting a quick touchdown and calling it a day, because they need a standout performance from both sides of the ball to earn this win in overtime.